We're looking at an English advanced pairing for modular textual conversations. Here's the question. Express how the dismantlement and reconstruction of ideologies, beliefs, and identities over time leads to literary transcendence. So it's quite a wordy question. It's quite jam-packed, but they basically want you to be able to discern what are the key aspects of this question and what are the less important aspects. That's always the first task, right? Can we identify the key words that we should be using throughout the entire essay? And can we see the other words that you might want to pepper in occasionally but aren't as important? If you start to treat every word as absolutely key, what you're going to end up doing is just repeating the question, and that's the last thing we want to do. It's pretty clear here that dismantlement, meaning breaking down something, it's very important in your head as soon as you read these words, and you want to read the question a couple of times, but you want to be giving yourself a synonym, a go-to definition, so that you can understand the question better. And basically, you want to make it easier for yourself to provide an answer to this question by having synonyms and go-to definitions to remind yourself of how you're interpreting these key terms. Okay, so the dismantlement, the breakdown, and the reconstruction, someone rebuilding, redeveloping, reimagining, reframing, to use the words of this particular module description, of ideologies, beliefs, and identities over time, right? So I've highlighted ideologies, beliefs, and identities, and the key thing to be careful with here is not to just relist these ever in your essay. Whenever you're provided a list of things in an essay question, your job is to distinguish between them. It's not to treat them all as one thing and use them as a collective. So nowhere in your essay should you say ideologies, beliefs, and identities. We should never see that phrase glued together. They're glued together in the question, and it's your job to break them apart and talk about what are the relevant ideologies, what are the relevant beliefs, what are the relevant identities, and perhaps how do those terms relate together? How do they relate to one another? So always separate those terms throughout the essay. Never use them together, even though they're placed together in the question. That's going to very quickly distinguish a high-level writer with someone who doesn't actually know how to unpack key terms of the question.